Hello and welcome to Josh and Dante's podcast. I'm Josh Sanchez.
I'm Dante Fantuzzi, and today we have a special guest, Deion Sanders. Today we have a couple topics for you guys to listen to. We're going to talk about LeBron and him being chosen as the Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year. The top 3 players at every position for the NBA. We're going to give our weekly projections, how the Patriots are going to move forward without Gronkowski due to his back surgery. And we're going to talk about the McGregor and Mayweather. I think LeBron deserves this award for the simple fact he's more than just a basketball player. He gives back to our community and to the city of Cleveland. He did keep his promise with everything he said. LeBron is a role model. You can hate the man. You can hate the man's game. You can hate his choices, anything he does, but you cannot take the credit away that he has done for the NBA, for the world, period. Anybody would like to chime in on that?
I mean, you pretty much nailed everything that I was thinking about LeBron. A lot of kids idolize LeBron. A lot of people want to be like LeBron. So I'm not surprised by this award at all. And in my opinion, I think LeBron is one of the greatest players in the NBA by far. Probably best forward in the game that the NBA's ever seen. And he's a once-in-a-lifetime generational player. Michael Jordan in his generation. And now with my generation, our generation, LeBron James is that player. That's pretty much what I have to say about LeBron.
Definitely. I think he solidified greatness with his last championship that he won. First off being in Cleveland and all that, but coming back from 3-1 deficit after the Warriors came back from a 3-1 deficit after their perfect season. So to bring their Cinderella story to a halt in the black uniforms the way they did, I just thought that was a message. It spoke to me for some reason. And I think that he deserves that award just because of, the showmanship he had the whole way. He could have gave up and lost, blamed his team, blamed the press, whoever, but they fought all the way back behind his leadership. And apart from all the other things he's doing, movies and other media things, so I'm not surprised he won this award.
Just to, reiterate everything that was just said. This man is just, like Deion said, solidified his position. But going to basketball terms, though, I would say, in my opinion, anybody could argue with this, he can be a better player than Jordan.
He has a lot of work to do, though. Because my argument, after watching,
I would just say he's a better
ESPN
all-around player than Jordan, because Jordan can't guard 1 to 5. Jordan wasn't, that lockdown defender that's going to guard your best player every night. Mm-hmm. LeBron can do that. Mm-hmm. He'll guard you 1 to 5.
I mean, though, we've seen LeBron throughout his whole career. By the time we were all born and stuff, and we actually started watching basketball, Jordan was towards the end of his career. We never really saw Jordan in his prime, on TV games stuff. Before he had greatness, he had to overcome the Bad Boy Pistons. And I saw the documentary on Bad Boy Pistons, and I recommend everyone watching that. But once he overcame that obstacle, Jordan won 6 for 6 in his titles. This is something that will always be against LeBron.
You're right, but LeBron had to overcome that big 4 with the Celtics.
Yeah, but I'm
not saying the Celtics were as good as the Pistons, but if you want to relate to it, LeBron had to overcome that Celtics roster.
I know, but I just think,
really,
man,
when LeBron's first, 6-7 years in Cleveland, mm-hmm. he pretty much had no team with him. Mm-hmm. If you want to compare teams from, LeBron's first 7 years with the Cavs and any other team, who are you going to take? Are you going to take Rajon Rondo, or are you going to take Delonte West? Are you going to take Ricky Davis, or are you going to take Ray Allen?
I mean,
he never had that team to surround him.
Yeah, but when he did win, he did have that team around him.
He did.
As well as Jordan had his team. But the argument for me is LeBron, like I agree with what you said in the beginning. LeBron can catch up to Jordan, and he can surpass Jordan, but he's going to have a lot of work to do.
What work does he have to do?
He has to win, I think, the same amount of championships as Jordan won, because Jordan was perfect in the finals, and the greatest thing about Michael Jordan is he never forced a Game 7 in any of the finals he was in. 6 for 6, all 6 finals MVPs, never forced a Game 7. And I think he's like a 10-time scoring champ, 5-time MVP. Like LeBron has 4, so LeBron will catch Jordan with like certain things. But like we never really had the opportunity to watch him in his prime because we all weren't born yet.
So LeBron has 3 ranked right now.
LeBron has 3, but the thing that hurts LeBron is like that Cavs series.
He's gonna win 2 more before he retires.
If he wins 2 more, then I think you can place him ahead of Jordan. But the problem is right now is his losses to the Spurs with the Miami Heat that one year. They won 4-1. And LeBron had Dwayne Wade. I mean, yeah, you can say Dwayne Wade like lost his legs and stuff like that, but he still had a Dwayne Wade. He still had the pieces, and the Spurs just outplayed him in that game. And then that Golden State series, he didn't have the pieces around him. But
that year, everybody got hurt.
Yeah, that year everyone did get hurt. But the problem is, though, his losses in the finals are going to hurt his legacy when you compare him to Jordan. Because that's the only thing. If you don't compare him to Jordan, LeBron is the greatest player of all time. But when you compare him to Jordan, you got to understand that Jordan went 6 for 6 in the finals and never forced a Game 7. This guy was, if you want a final shot, he will hit the shot. Like with LeBron, he'll hit the shot, but he has that mentality where if he drives, he'll kick it out and let someone else shoot the shot. That's one thing I noticed about LeBron. With Jordan, he was going to catch the ball, he was going to shoot it, and he was going to make it. No matter who you put on him, he was going to make that final shot. And that's why he went 6 for 6. And his team, the teams he were on, he had Pippen, but like 72-10 and other records. That's just something Jordan has over LeBron. LeBron has those key losses in the finals that hurt him. And that same thing happens with Kobe too when you compare Kobe to Jordan.
I was just going to interrupt you and say that.
Yeah.
So before, a lot of people would be disrespected by this conversation because they don't even like LeBron over Kobe.
Yeah.
So now at that point, saying the most similar person to Jordan is Kobe. They've been comparing this stuff since Kobe's retired, even beyond that.
Yeah,
when you compare them to,
I would put LeBron ahead of Kobe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would put LeBron ahead of Kobe.
Yes.
Kobe.
Because
Kobe,
Kobe
my
is
fault.
in
Kobe.
our generation.
Yeah.
LeBron is in our generation.
Because we had a chance to see them play in their prime.
So the only thing that's keeping Jordan over LeBron right now is the fact that the people in their generation have a greater story to tell. We're going to have a story to tell about, what do you think we're going to say about Kobe? Kobe was our Jordan, whereas some people's Jordan, not my Jordan, but
LeBron's our Jordan.
Yeah, basically. With that being said, he will never die out of the top 5 from our grandson's generations.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to interrupt you, Ron. But I just want to go back to what he said about Jordan winning those 6 rings, him taking that final clutch shot, and LeBron losing in the finals. Have you noticed the game has evolved from when Jordan was playing and when LeBron is not playing?
Yeah. I know that they're 2 different eras.
The game is more offensive than what it will ever be.
Yeah.
You can have, let me take the Warriors for instance. You have 4 shooters on one team.
Yeah.
None of them play defense. So basically, if LeBron had more offensive game to his game, I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from LeBron. The man is 6'10", 250. Nobody can stop him. But really, when LeBron has the ball, all 5 players collapse on him. Because nobody can guard him one-on-one. Not saying nobody can guard Jordan one-on-one when he was in his prime.
Yeah, no one.
But back in that day, though, when you got the 80s and the 90s, like you want to take that, what you just said, the 90 Pistons, the bad boy Pistons, that team was a dirty team.
But you also have the Lakers too with Magic.
You do have the Lakers. But you see what I'm trying to get though? Back then, it was more defensive. You were able to rock out with a one-on-one the whole game. You can't do that now. Now moving on to our next topic, we're going to talk about the top 3 players at every position. Dion, I'm going to let you start this off because you're more of a basketball man.
You guys want to start with the point guards or centers?
We can start with point guards. Yeah.
So who's top 3?
I'm gonna go with my top 3. My number one point guard.
No. There is no my. It's in unison.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say that the number 1 point guard in the league is hands down Russell Westbrook.
Hands down.
The man is a walking triple double.
All right. Number 2.
Number
Go
2.
ahead. No, you can plead your case if you want.
People are comparing his stats to Oscar Robertson, but I
crazy.
feel like there's a big difference between when Oscar Robertson was playing and now that Russell's playing.
Yeah.
First off, I just want to point out they both played 2 different positions. Oscar Robertson was, I think it was a 5, and Russell Westbrook is a 1. And also, when Oscar Robertson was playing, there weren't much 6'6" dudes.
Yeah, and the shooting was not as good either. Like, they would just be brick after brick. Like, he can easily get rebounds.
I'm going to, have to say Westbrook is the best player to ever record a triple-double. Number 2, I'm going to have to go Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul brings a different type of game. Well, not a different type of game, but I feel like he's an old school point guard mixed with new school.
He really doesn't get any credit either.
At all. I think he's the best all-around player if you want to talk defense and offense.
For a point guard.
For a point guard.
So I was about to say, I don't know about the forwards. So they play a little better defensively.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to talk about Chris Paul is not. Chris Paul, his heart is bigger than him. I like the way he plays a lot. He can give you 20 and give you 15 assists any night. Those assists is the old school game. He's still gonna give you 20 new school, because a lot of point guards nowadays are scoring point guards. We don't get a lot of
All right, so we're gonna talk about like all around point guards, not just like shooting.
I mean, we could talk about any point guard
Like
in the league.
talent wise,
Any point guard in the league.
No. We're making 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going on shooting guards.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with you.
I mean, we'll discuss that after.
We will.
All right, number 3.
I think
No. There's no number 3. We didn't get past number 2 yet.
Yeah. You said Chris Paul's number 2.
No, I don't. Do you agree with that?
I mean, if you don't agree with that, y'all can make your case right now.
Nah, I mean, if we're talking about like talent wise, like to change the game, I would put Curry in the top 3.
Yeah, but is he number 2?
I would, because Curry and Westbrook,
Westbrook's already number 1.
Yeah, Westbrook's number 1. Yeah, so I would go Curry number 2.
I'm going Kyrie.
Kyrie number 2.
Everybody has to plead their cases.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie hit a finals dagger in Curry's face, so that blows him out of No, seriously. Though,
yeah, I know.
For Chris Paul, I just feel like for his role, Kyrie does so much better in the point guard position than Chris Paul does, even though he's forced to defend a little bit more because the Clippers don't have that defensive power that the Cavaliers have. So Kyrie can be a little bit lax on defense because you got LeBron in the paint, you got your center in the paint,
just pretty much that's what I was about to say.
So he comes up key with steals, stuff that he's supposed to do. He's not supposed to get the blocks and all that stuff. Chris Paul may get a swat and some more steals here and there, but offensively, what they're supposed to do to point guard,
offensively,
pass and score, Kyrie's got it.
Chris
Paul is a more pure point guard. He may get the double-double that you need, the key double-double that the coach wants, but when it comes down to it, fan favorite, the person that's going to get it done. Right, Kyrie's going to give you 30.
Well, for adding to Dante's case, though, you can say that Kyrie has a LeBron. And we saw how his team was when he did not have a LeBron.
So really,
since he has LeBron, scoring, he still has.
No, he's still getting his. He's still getting his.
Yeah, I know. You can talk about that, but the problem is what Chris Paul does for his team overall. I'm leaning more towards Kyrie, but I also understand Chris Paul's case because Chris Paul does not have a LeBron James.
Yeah, no.
That Kyrie Irving has.
So really,
But he has
LeBron.
Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, in which he has those twin
So
towers.
let me ask you this question.
Yes,
then.
sir.
If you had the option, would you take LeBron by himself, or would you take Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan?
Of course, I would take Chris Paul, but
No, not Chris.
of course, I would take LeBron James, but you got to play the hand you was dealt.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's all you got to do.
But having LeBron James on your teams, though, limits your responsibilities.
It does.
Having
limit your
Kevin Love
responsibilities.
limits your responsibilities.
Yes.
Now, even though we have not seen the same Kevin Love that we have seen with the Timberwolves.
I mean,
We have not seen the same.
Even though he is starting to, his
game is starting to pick up slowly.
He's starting to pick up. Like he's
But-
fine.
He
Like
had 37 in the first.
34, 34.
Something like that.
No, Clay had 37.
Yeah, Clay at 37. Yeah.
Something like that in the first quarter.
Yeah.
But I just think, Kyrie having LeBron limits his responsibilities on everything because LeBron could do it all.
Okay.
But that's a good debate about it. But for now, we'll just lean towards
Now,
how
I am gonna give
Chris
the credit-
because Chris Paul's playoff success
Hasn't been good.
has not been good. He has never been to a
Out the
conference
first-
finals.
He hasn't been out the first round.
No, he's
Chris
been
Paul
in the
has
second
never-
round. The one
Was it
time
last year?
Nah, it was 2 years ago when he hit that shot over Tim Duncan in Game
yeah, the
7.
Spurs. Yeah.
That was the only
Yeah.
series where and then they blew a 3-1 lead to the Houston Rockets. And that series right there really hurt Chris Paul's legacy because I think I'm rooting for him. I want him to make it to the conference finals, to make it to an NBA finals. But the problem is he's just in a tough Western Conference, and you always see those Stephen Curry's, Kevin Durant's, San Antonio Spurs standing right in the way of his path, and he just can't get over the hump. And that's why That's why I think I'm leaning towards Kyrie.
But if you want to go
because
there, then
Kyrie has had he's had better clutch moments than Chris Paul's had in the playoffs, which is why I'm leaning to Kyrie.
But if you want to go there, then the West is so much better than the East.
We're not gonna do that though, because we still got a whole bunch.
Oh no! We still have a whole bunch to cover.
Yeah, we still have a whole bunch to cover. But
Now, who?
Yeah.
All right, so then we're gonna go number 2 point guard is Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. Are we gonna discuss is James Harden a shooting guard or a point guard?
He's listed as a point guard right now.
Yeah, but right now I would put Curry as 3 right now because the way how he's just revolutionized the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he can talk about his defense, but and you can talk about how he has like a Kevin Durant and stuff like that. But before he had Kevin Durant, back-to-back 2-time MVP,
Right.
his shooting is lights out. He's gonna be the best shooter of all time.
Right. So this.
Put him in at number 3.
I can't agree that he's gonna be the best shooter of all time
Well, I mean, if he stays healthy, yeah.
because you still have the Reggie Millers, Ray Allens, Larry Bird, Rashard Lewis. You still have those history of players.
He made over 400. He made 400 threes in a season.
You're right, because you know
That's-
what? All he does is shoot the ball.
I mean,
It's the
hey,
only
you
thing
got
he
you got a
could do.
talent. You better use it.
That's the only thing he could do.
And he got handles. I mean, I do question though his passing at times. He tries to get too flashy with it, and he
right.
does have a Draymond Green. But I mean, at the same time, the way how he's changed the game, that's why I'm putting him at 3. I gotta show his respect. 2 MVPs.
You gotta give credit when it's due.
Yeah, you gotta give credit when it's due.
Right.
So that's why I picked him at 3.
You agree with that?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes, I do. I would argue James, but not right
Yeah,
now.
he
It's
hasn't-
too early.
And you can talk about when he was with OKC in that finals. That was the worst shooting performance ever.
Now moving on to shooting guards. I think the number 1 shooting guard in our league right now, I'm gonna have to go with DeMar DeRozan from the Toronto Raptors.
Are you serious?
I don't know about number 1.
The man's playing lights out right now.
And he is playing lights
he's
out.
playing
though.
lights out right now,
I
bro.
will give him credit like that.
I mean, but if y'all disagree, y'all could just
So, all right,
tell me.
so this is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna just run down mine, and then you guys see if we agree with it. Then we rebuttal. Because I got a couple different.
But honestly,
opinions,
I mean,
had
I will
like
go
2.
James Harden, but I don't know where to put him at.
Yeah, so if James Harden is in that category, he's number 1.
Hands
But-
down.
Hands down. I got. Is he in this or is he not? He was listed as a point guard. Didn't make the top 3.
You know what?
Man point guard.
You know what? Because
Because
shooting
we-
guard was his whole position. It's prior to this year, he's been a shooting guard. we're just gonna throw him into the conversation.
Yeah.
Alright,
So I'm gonna
we'll throw
reiterate
him, yeah.
my number one shooting guard. My number one shooting guard is gonna be James Harden.
All right, yeah, and we all agree with that one.
Do we all agree?
All right.
Or
Yes,
did-
we do. So we got James Harden. This is the basketball team. James Harden. We got Jimmy Butler, and we got Klay Thompson.
I cannot throw Jimmy Butler in that top 3.
Jimmy Butler is not in that top 3. Why?
He hasn't proven that to me yet. The man's still shooting 5 for 21. The man.
Everybody has
is
bad
yet-
nights.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But
I mean, it's not like he averages 5 for 21.
no, he doesn't. But the reason why I can't agree with Jimmy Butler yet is because I've yet to see him take his team to the playoffs. I've yet to see him contribute to the city. Stat-wise, he's good. Stat-wise, he's good. I'm not going to take nothing away from that. He's
I can see
from where he's come
where
from.
you're going.
I believe he was at a community college, got the Marquette, got to the league, had this, he didn't play a lot his first couple of years. He's on the scene now in Chicago.
Yeah,
But I just can't see him being a top 3 shooting guard because honestly, he's yet to prove something to me.
my question is my fault. Is Paul George in this, or is Paul George?
Paul
No,
George
Paul
is
George
three.
is 3.
All right, he's
Paul
three.
George is
All
at 3.
All right, just making sure because I mean he was playing the 2 sometimes.
But okay, we'll wait. Watch this.
But
That's just basically what I gotta say on Jimmy Butler.
I mean, I do respect Jimmy Butler's game. I mean, I do understand your point about postseason. Like I in my opinion, I would kind of put Klay. I would put Klay at 2, and then move Butler to 3.
So DeMar is still not making it.
DeMar's 4. DeMar and Butler, they're like
No. He's not making it.
yeah, he's not making
Okay.
it. But like he's close. He's really close.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong
But-
with 4 and 5. It's just not
Because
doing it
I
right.
don't like his inconsistencies in the playoffs.
Who?
DeMar DeRozan.
He was consistent last year.
I mean, I
Not
no,
as consistent as he could be.
not as
He
no,
dropped
kid-
40 against the Pacers, and I'm a Pacers fan because my favorite player is Paul George.
Yeah, but you can talk I can if I had a chance to pull up his stats, I'll pull up his stats in the postseason. Like his free throw percentage went from 85 to 60 something. You can't just do that in the playoffs. You can tell when the pressure's on, he's not as good. Which is and with Butler, I haven't seen anything with Butler in the playoffs, but I would put Butler ahead of DeMar DeRozan on that one. But I'll move Klay to 2 because Klay, the way how he dropped that OKC game 6, he had 13 3-pointers, right? NBA record. That's clutch as it is. And he already won a ring. I mean, yeah, you can honestly argue Curry's 1A and then he's 1B for best shooter of all time if they continue to play the way they are playing.
So let me ask you this. He's averaging 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists in the playoffs. That's not good to you?
I mean,
And if you go, we're taught if the number's 5 and above, you round that up to the next number. So that's 22 points a game he's averaging.
yeah, but if you're looking at last year's
And you still
postseason,
have Kyle Lowry. Last year he averaged 21.
yeah, but I'm looking at his field goal percentage. He's shooting 39%, and that's just from 2s.
You got a point.
That's what I'm saying. I watched DeMar DeRozan through those playoffs, and Kyle Lowry. In my opinion, Kyle Lowry in that Heat series, he carried his team. When his team needed a bucket, it was Kyle Lowry that hit it, not DeRozan.
I mean, the closer on that team. That's why I don't solidify him. as over Jimmy Butler and Klay.
I respect DeMar DeRozan. I get what you're saying,
Right.
but right now though, I'd rather give Jimmy Butler the 3 right now until DeMar DeRozan proves something.
So Klay's in front of Jimmy.
Yeah, that's it. I think Klay's ahead of Jimmy.
Is Klay ahead of Jimmy?
Yes.
Because what he's done in the postseason is second notch to
All
what
right, so we
everybody.
got Harden, Klay, and then Jimmy.
Yeah.
3 guard. This is obvious, but up for rebuttal. I got James Harden. I'm sorry. I got LeBron James.
Yes.
We got Kevin Durant, and we got Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah,
I agree with
Paul
the top
George
3.
Does not make that.
No, Paul
Yeah.
George does not. Paul George makes top 5, but we're going top 3.
It
He
hurts.
does make top three.
It hurts me. It hurts
It
me.
hurts.
I wish we did a top 5,
But
and he
Paul
would
you
be.
know
George
what,
is not.
though?
Paul
Oh,
George
man.
for this season right now, he's not producing. I don't like the way
At all.
I don't like the way the
I
Pacers
said
are
that.
looking right now.
I said that.
I
Not
watched him
on.
a couple of games.
I said that
the
not
whole
in our
season, but-
podcast, but a couple of friends of mine.
Yeah.
I'm a real big Paul George fan.
Mhm.
I love this guy. I love
Mhm.
his game. I love everything he can contribute. But he's not playing
Mhm.
as a top 3 small forward.
Melo doesn't make it either, and that's
Yeah.
my man.
No.
That would round
Yeah,
out
that's
the
what
top
I'm-
five right
yeah,
there.
yeah,
That'll
yeah.
round it
That'll
out.
I believe
round it out.
Melo had his chance when he was in his
Yeah.
prime, but couldn't capitalize even when he had a team.
What team did he have? What was his team?
The team when he was
Well,
with the
the
Nuggets,
Nuggets,
and he had Iverson with him.
you can argue with it.
Because I said that at the barbershop, and that's why they shut me down.
So, I can't agree with that. I agree with the top three, but not in that same order. LeBron's hands down number one, but I think Kawhi is better than Kevin Durant.
You like Kawhi over Durant?
I like Kawhi over Durant.
You like Kawhi over Durant?
This one's tough.
I would go with it. I would
Yeah,
agree.
I'm going
Yeah,
Kawhi.
no, I agree with what you're thinking. I'm gonna put my argument right now. My fault. Sorry for stuttering. With Kevin Durant has his moments, but in the postseason, especially like what I saw in the postseason, I was furious because I had a bet with my friends that the OKC was going to upset Golden State, and they had him. And then Kevin Durant misses 21 shots in Game 6, 10 of 31. Awful. Even Charles Barkley was like, "Is this what Kevin Durant have we seen?" Even Kevin Durant's MVP year, the San Antonio Spurs, Game 6, tries a crossover Kawhi Leonard, falls. Like, he has those moments of failure that I'm just like, wow. And Kawhi Leonard has dominated in the biggest stage, the finals, shutting down LeBron, and they won. That's why I agree with you. Kawhi Leonard is ahead of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant may have the better numbers and stats, but the problem is Kevin Durant has those moments where he's choked, where Kawhi Leonard's already won a championship, and he's already the Finals MVP. And in my opinion, he definitely was number 2 in MVP voting last year, in my opinion. You have Steph, and then you have him.
No.
So,
To cap off that.
I wasn't gonna say all of that in my argument. What I was originally gonna say was Kevin Durant is not what we all think he is.
What is he?
yeah,
He's a superstar.
He is a superstar. Yeah, he is.
He
He can
he's a
honestly
superstar.
be the greatest scorer of all time.
No.
Name someone else that's 7-foot wingspan that can hit the 3 like he can.
That is
But I'm just saying, like, scoring wise, Kevin Durant.
Embiid, bro. Say no.
If Kevin Durant stays healthy and plays till he's like 36, 37, he will be the greatest scorer of all time. He's averaging 27 points a game right now. It's ahead of LeBron. He has LeBron beat by like a whole point
You're right.
per game. I mean, that's just because their mentalities are different.
But you know what, though?
I already talked about that earlier in this podcast.
I have a lot of respect for Kevin Durant as a player.
I do too. I have a lot of
The
respect.
choice he made,
Broke my heart.
it didn't break my heart.
It did. He's a coward for that. I mean,
The
he wanted
choice
to
he
win.
made to go with the Warriors definitely proved that the man has, I'm not going to say he doesn't have any heart, but it's just something about them. There's something about him that I'm like,
He just wanted
I'm
to
not
take
really
open shots.
comfortable.
He just want to get wide open shots.
He wants to win.
He wants to win, and
But if
also
you have
like
the
what-
best, but if you have the best point guard with you,
not the best, but
the best point guard in the league with you, when he was with OKC,
You gotta understand
Oh,
that's why
yeah,
they
yeah.
call Russell Westbrook Brody now, because of the dominance that he has with the ball. He doesn't pass the ball to Durant. Durant doesn't.
he
always
doesn't.
take
And
that
I used to argue that a lot when they were still together.
So when
You're gonna
he
have
wants to
Russell Westbrook
win-
take his first 10 shots before Durant could take 5 shots.
Exactly, and if Durant wants to win, he's gonna be okay if Curry takes that last shot, or okay if Klay Thompson gets that last shot, because when it
Yeah.
comes to his hands, he's knocking it down. But he's not worried about if other people have the ball. He's worried if Russell Westbrook has the ball, because you know what he does: dumb crossover, step back 3, or he throws the ball away. He's known for stuff like that in the fourth quarter when it's clutch, you know. And he's been getting tired of that year after year. They had a chance against the Heat, and LeBron won his first championship.
they also had a chance last year up 3-1, and they dominated them game 3 and 4. I was like,
No.
this is the team that
LeBron and Russell lost those games together. They had the ball in their hands the last 4 minutes of the game with the lead. What did they could do? Commit turnovers.
they choked.
Both of them together choked, took bad shots, made dumb decisions.
And I will reiterate.
So if anybody wants to throw the game on, somebody wants to throw the game on Durant, somebody wants to throw the game on Westbrook, no, I'm throwing the game on both of them, because for the simple fact, those two superstars are probably top 5 superstars in the world at their sport.
Yeah, I agree with your point, but my argument.
If we're gonna
what
sit
I'm
here and say
argue
Russell
is-
Westbrook is the number 1 point guard in the league, and say Kevin Durant is a top 3 small forward in the league, those two together lost those games by themselves.
and I agree they both did.
I don't care what anybody says.
But you can talk about Game 6, and even Charles Barkley said it in the halftime. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
When he was talking about the game.
Yeah, Game 6 they lost those games to themselves, and you know who said thank you? Klay Thompson, because he took that dumb 3-pointer shot that nobody expected to go in, and he hit it.
I know.
What was that from, like, the hash
Yeah,
mark or
but
something?
Charles Barkley said this is not the Kevin Durant I know. He missed 21 shots in Game 6, and I think, and then in Game 7, Kevin Durant waited too long to put his foot in the game. I feel like in Game 6, yeah, you can say it was on Westbrook, but you can also see, my argument is if Kevin Durant doesn't miss 21 shots, do you think they win Game 6?
Yes.
He was literally in the first half just chucking them just to chuck them. I was watching this game. I was like, this is not exactly
that's
how
probably
Charles
the effect
Barkley.
of Russell Westbrook. Like I just said,
Yeah, but
Westbrook would take 10
you
shots
can't-
before KD could take his 5.
He was missing shots.
So maybe
he never
he
misses.
had the mindset of going in. I'm gonna get myself going before Russell can get himself going.
And I feel like though, he was. I mean, like even he was missing shots he never misses. I feel like, and then you saw what happened Game 3 and 4. Like I thought this series was a wrap. I thought they had him. They blew him out. All like it was like the annihilation. Like it was so dominant on how those two and the crowd of Oklahoma City, they just got into it. Like they turned a 73-win team to like a high school basketball team in Game 3 and Game 4. They embarrassed them. And then you're telling me in Game 6 it all goes off. I feel like Kevin Durant, you missed the shots he was missing. Missed 21 shots in that game, and people are arguing it's all because of Westbrook. Hold on real quick. Kevin Durant missed 21 shots in that game. I've been telling my friends this. Kevin Durant, that's why I'm putting Kawhi Leonard over Kevin Durant. That's why I think we all agree with that. Kawhi Leonard, he's also on a better system, and I agree with that, but Kawhi Leonard was on the biggest stage against the best player in the world, and he shut him down for a couple games in that series and won his team that series.
Can we reiterate that nobody could shut LeBron down? You can contain him, but can't nobody shut him down.
I know, but like in that series, you can argue though, like he really contained them really well in that series.
All right, so we have LeBron, we have Kawhi, and then Durant. Power forwards.
This position, this is not my strong position on this.
What is
one.
what are we gonna consider
So we have
DeMarcus Cousins? Center.
DeMarcus
Center.
Cousins is center.
Yeah, center.
We have Karl Anthony Towns, we have LaMarcus Aldridge, and we have Blake Griffin. Do you agree?
I think Cat is more of a center, but he does play the 4.
He's listed as a 4.
He is.
And we can search it.
Yeah, he's the 4. Because I think, what is his name? Diang is the center.
Diang is
Yeah, I never like. I would always I consider Cat as a center only because like Diang really doesn't do anything. No offense to him, but
Wait, he's listed as a center. Excuse me. So he is now out of that conversation. We have who was it then?
because for power forwards you have. I mean, we can put him. We can put him
said
in.
L.A. Didn't I say L.A.?
Yeah.
L.A. Blake and then Draymond. That's what it was. I'm sorry. Blake and Draymond. Who's over Draymond?
I can't agree with that.
I know. I heard. I know. I didn't even hear you say it. Who's over Draymond?
Who's over Draymond?
Yeah.
Anthony Davis.
He's a center.
Anthony Davis.
He's a center.
We're gonna label him in the center category.
Yep.
Then yeah, we're gonna. I guess.
Yeah, is he a power forward? I mean, well,
I
if
thought he
we're gonna
was.
put Anthony Davis at power forward, then we'll put Cat at power forward.
Anthony Davis
At power
is
forward
listed
as
as
well.
a power forward and center.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they can.
But he jumps ball. He's down there all the time.
So we're gonna
He's
put him
listed
under the
as a
5
center.
category.
All right, so we'll put
So
Anthony
we're just gonna leave
Davis.
Anthony Davis. No, we're gonna leave Anthony Davis out of the power forward conversation.
All right, so he's gonna be the 5.
But really, then I can't disagree with Dion at all.
Yeah.
So if you can't disagree with me, then are we moving on?
Yeah.
All right, so do you have 1, 2, and 3? Just double check.
Okay, so 1, 2, and 3 is going to be, I'm sorry, L.A. LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah.
Right.
Best big man in the league, or best forward guard in the league.
Yeah,
Excuse me,
his
power forward.
His shot for 2-point is ridiculous.
Definitely. Then we have
I
Blake
never did
Griffin and then
OKC.
Draymond Green.
All right.
I can't disagree with that at all.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. either.
So now the 5 position. This is a
I
toss
think
up then.
I think the best 5.
We have the run the list. We got DeMarcus Cousins
DeMarcus, hands one, number 1.
He
got-
just doesn't get any credit. That's
for
what.
sure.
Yeah.
We got DeMarcus Cousins. We have Anthony Davis, and then we have Karl Anthony Towns.
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah. Now I feel like in 5 years from now it'd be different.
Oh yeah,
I
Karl
feel like
Anthony
2
Towns
years
number
from
one.
now.
2
I feel like 2 years
Because
from now. it's gonna be
Joel
different.
Embiid, I have a
If
feeling.
Joel Embiid keeps playing the way he's playing,
Mhm.
2 years from now,
Mhm.
he's going to be in that top 3 category.
But for right now, I agree.
I agree too, hands down. Can't disagree with that at all.
Yeah, I can't.
That was a basketball team right there, so I guess they know what they're talking about.
All right, so just we gotta do a little summary of like our top 3 for each.
All right, so our summary for top 3. For our top 3 players, we're going to relist them again. It's going to be Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, Stephen Curry for our point guards.
Yep.
Our shooting guards are going to be James Harden,
Klay Thompson,
Klay
Jimmy
Thompson,
Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler. Yep.
Our 3s were going to be LeBron, Kawhi,
Durant.
KD.
Durant.
Our 4s are Draymond,
No.
no.
Number 1 was LA. LaMarcus Aldridge.
LaMarcus
Aldridge,
Aldridge. Yeah.
Blake Griffin, then Draymond.
Draymond. Then our 5s are going to be Cousins, Davis, and Karl Anthony Towns.
Yep.
All right, let me start that. Now we're going to move on to our next topic. It's going to be our NFL weekly predictions. Starting off with tonight's game, we're going to Dallas and Minnesota.
And it's at Minnesota.
The game's in Minnesota. But to get my line first, my prediction, I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys.
I like Dallas. They're on a hot streak.
Dallas is on a hot streak, and I have been going against them each week. I'm gonna pick Dallas this week though.
Now
Even though
moving
it hates for me to say it. Dallas will win this week.
moving on to our Sunday games, we're going to go Denver at Jacksonville. I'm taking Denver with my pick.
Hands down.
Denver.
Yep, Denver.
Kansas City and Atlanta.
Ooh, this
I'm
game's
going
gonna
with
be
the
tough.
Chiefs.
I'm going with ATL. I like Matt Ryan and Julio Jones this year. They have had an unstoppable run game as well with that combo of Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman. So I'm rolling with the Atlanta Falcons in that game.
This will be a statement game for Atlanta. This will dictate where the season's going to go. If they win this game, Atlanta's going to be a playoff team. If they lose this game, I feel like Atlanta's going to cool off. So I'm gonna believe in Atlanta because they're in Atlanta, and the Chiefs they did have a big win against Denver, but like their offense is just really basic. They rely on one guy to return kicks, catch passes. I feel like that luck's gonna run out, so I think Atlanta's gonna win that one.
Moving on, we're going with the Houston Texans against the Green Bay Packers.
God.
I'm going with the Packers in this game.
Yeah, all I gotta say is what he did to Philly.
Aaron's starting to get in his bag.
That was
Aaron
the worst.
destroyed us last week.
Worst game
Killed us.
in Eagles history. Biggest disappointment.
You guys, your predictions and thoughts.
I got Green Bay.
Yeah, me too.
Moving on from that game, we're gonna go Philly versus Cincinnati.
I'm gonna go with the hometown Eagles.
Oh, the game.
The game's in Cincinnati.
The game's in Cincinnati. Oh, you wrong.
I mean, the Eagles.
Yeah. All right. I mean, even though I feel like our season's over, I feel like Philly won this one.
No AJ Green.
Yeah, no Bernard.
No Bernard. I'm going with the Birds. We have Detroit at New Orleans Saints. I'm rolling with see, both teams have bad defenses.
Well, Detroit's defense, all right. With Detroit, it's always like a close game, comes down to the fourth quarter. But they're in New
you know
Orleans.
what though? I'm going with New Orleans to over the Detroit Lions.
I'm going to go with Detroit on this one. They just have that, you know, how, like some teams, it's just their season. Like we can say like the Texas Rangers in the regular season, how they always won those one-run games.
Right.
I feel like it's just Detroit's year. They just get the luck. It's on their favor. I feel like Detroit will win this one.
I'm not too football savvy, so I'll go with Detroit.
All right. We're gonna go San Francisco and the Chicago Bears. Ooh,
The battle for the second pick of the NFL draft.
The battle, who's worse?
Mhm.
I'm going with the 49ers. The Chicago Bears don't have anybody right now.
Yeah. Isn't Jeffrey still suspended?
Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey's still suspended. They're down to their third-string quarterback. For Chicago, I don't even know. It's just the bad news Bears.
They gotta catch the ball, man. They had 8 drops last week. They did not have. They should have won against the Titans. They're first and goal, 4 straight incompletions, all drops. But I'm gonna go. Even though I hate to say this, 49ers. They don't go into Chicago and win. I think Chicago just wants that draft pick.
You, Dion?
I'll go with Chicago.
The Rams and Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots.
I'm
Yeah.
going with the Patriots as well. The Dolphins and Ravens. I'm going with the Dolphins. They're on a 6-7 game winning streak, something like that. So I'm rolling with the hot streak.
Baltimore's defense is one of the best in football, and they're in Baltimore. I think the Ravens will find a way to contain. What's his name? Aja.
J.J.
Yeah, Jared Jai. Sorry about that. I feel like they'll be able to contain him just like they did with Elliott, and then Tannehill's not. They're gonna put the pressure on Tannehill, depending on how he plays.
Close to 200 scrimmage yards.
Yeah, I know, but you know.
Dion.
Very good. Who are we going against again?
It's
the Dolphins and Ravens.
Dolphins and Ravens.
I'll go with the Dolphins.
Going with the Dolphins. Moving on to our 4 o'clock games, we have the Buffalo Bills at the Oakland Raiders. This is an easy one for me. I'm going with the Raiders. Derek Carr has been unbelievable.
MVP.
And that offensive line as well has been playing unbelievable. So I'm rolling with the Raiders.
Yeah, an easy game for me. Raiders. They're in Oakland. Derek Carr's on fire.
I'll go with the Raiders as well.
Tampa Bay and San Diego. I'm rolling with San Diego in this game.
That's an upset pick.
Yeah.
Remember, what the Buccaneers just did to Seattle.
That's absolutely fine, but I got the Chargers over the Bucks and the games in San Diego.
I got the Bucks winning this one. They're hot right now. This one against Seattle, and they won against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. I think Jameis Winston will be on a 3-game win streak.
I'll go with the Buccaneers as well.
Moving on from that game, we got the Washington Redskins at the Arizona Cardinals. Hate to say it, but I got the Redskins being the Cardinals. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, Carson Palmer is awful this year. And it's crazy because last year was MVP candidate.
Yeah, that whole team is awful, bro.
Yeah, their whole team is just, I don't know what's going on. Even their coach is hurt. He went to the hospital recently. So I'm going with the Redskins.
You might as well make it 3. I'm going Redskins too.
And, for the end of the 4 o'clock slate, we got the Giants and Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers over the Giants.
Yeah. Giants, they had an easy part of their schedule. They played the Bengals, they played the Bears, and the Browns. I feel like my fault. Pittsburgh Steelers are going to make a statement game and beat the Giants.
I like the Steelers as well.
Moving on to our Sunday night football game, we got the Panthers and Seahawks. I feel like
My fault.
Carolina is just losing a lot of key players, and the game's in Seattle, so I'm rocking with the 12th man.
Yeah, Seattle's going to blow up Carolina tonight, or Sunday night.
I'm going with Carolina.
Carolina.
I don't know, man. I just like when I watch Cam Newton, he balls.
Can't take that away. For our Monday night game, we got the Colts and the Jets.
Colts all day. It's my team.
I'm rocking with the Colts.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts too.
I like Andrew Luck back this week. Hope he does a little something because I got him in my fantasy league.
And he's the Jets quarterback. They're riding with Fitzpatrick for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Okay. Colts.
So that's it for our football predictions. Now moving on from our weekly predictions, we're gonna go with some bad news for the Patriots. Rob Gronkowski's out for the next 8 weeks. I think it is gonna hurt their chances a little bit at the Super Bowl run, but they do have Martellus Bennett, who will lack and make up for Gronk's absence. I'm still not going to take him out that Super Bowl run, but I do think losing Gronk is going to hurt it a little bit. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to get into all of that. I just want to get some feedback from my partner, Josh, here.
Yeah, with Gronkowski, one of my best friends, he loves loves the Patriots, and I'm actually happy that Gronk's hurt because now I can finally talk smack to him.
Well, damn.
But I mean, I'm not happy, but like the Patriots, they're used to playing without Gronk because Gronk has not really played a full season since like 2013, or like I think it is like around then. But I think you still have Tom Brady, you still have Bennett. Bennett will step up in Gronk's role, and I think the Patriots will be just fine. But but I feel like when they play the Raiders though in the playoffs, or they play a team in the playoffs that has the offensive firepower, that they have, like the Raiders and the another AFC teams, it's going to come down to maybe missing Gronk is going to come down to them winning or losing that game. But I feel like for the most part, Gronkowski, as dominant as he is, it won't hurt the Patriots. But like what Dante said, it will hurt them a little bit in the Super Bowl run. But I still think the Patriots will make the Super Bowl. But for now, I have something to make fun of my friend about for the next couple of weeks.
Moving on to our next topic, we're going to talk about Tony Romo a little bit. I personally think Tony Romo isn't done yet. I believe he still has something in him. Do I think he's going to play for Dallas again? No. I think Dallas is going to make a trade. I think a team that he could fit perfectly well in will be the New York Jets. They're a run-first football team. They have a good line as well. Not as good as Dallas, but, something that'll keep Tony Romo healthy for a full year. Tony Romo, if he was to get traded to the Jets, maybe even Denver or something like that, they do have good wide receivers there. Something that'll make up for that Dez Bryant and Tony Romo thing that they had going on in Dallas. So if he was to get traded to the Jets, they'll have more weapons there actually in the passing game. That they have Eric Decker and Brandon Marshall. Or if he was to get traded to Denver, they have Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. Unlike my partner over here who thinks Tony Romo was just done and shot the hell, I disagree. I think Tony Romo still has something in him, but he has to go to a football team that is a run-first football team, like the New York Jets and like the Denver Broncos.
I mean, I respect what you have to say because, like, Tony Romo, he is an elite quarterback and all, and I respect what he's done in his career. But I forget who said it. A Hall of Famer said it, that if any GM that trades for Tony Romo should get fired from the NFL, because I believe in what he said, because Tony Romo has had 3 back surgeries. His back is shot. He can't even play in my opinion, I feel like he can't even play a full season anymore. And what are you going to give up for Tony Romo since he is an elite quarterback? You're going to give the Cowboys a first-round draft pick for Tony Romo or a second-round draft pick? I think you're going to give up too much to get him. I feel like Tony Romo, his best role in the NFL is to be a backup for a team. Like he can't play a full season, but like if a team needs a quarterback to play an elite level for like 3-4 games, you put in Tony Romo for that point. But my argument is I would not trade and give up draft picks or even a top player to the Dallas Cowboys for a guy that's injury prone. He's been injury prone these last couple of years, and he's 36 years old. He's starting to get past his prime. He just had major back surgery. But like with Denver, Trevor Siemian, I feel like you should give him a shot. Last week he threw for 350 and 3 touchdowns. And
that was because he had to.
I know, but like
he still lost.
I know that's not his fault though. That was the Denver's defense fault in that game because that's special teams. They give that big touchdown to him, and also their defense had a chance to stop Kansas City last week, and they couldn't do it. Kansas City scored with 10 seconds left to force it in overtime.
Now, can I throw this into the case?
Mm-hmm.
We had Sam Bradford, did we not?
Yes, we did.
So you don't think another team would make a desperation move like the Vikings did?
Oh yeah, I agree, but I think
we're pretty much getting a first round pick for Sam Bradford.
I don't want any team because to get Tony Romo, you're gonna have to give up a first round pick, or because if Sam Bradford was a first round pick, that means Tony Romo's probably 2 first round picks.
I wouldn't say 2 first round,
but like a first round pick and like another pick in the future in the draft.
Yeah.
I just think you're giving up too much. Where like I feel you're just going to give up too much to get him, and you're just going to help the Cowboys out in the long run, and you're going to hurt yourself. You might help yourself in the short run, but chances are he's probably going to hurt himself again, and then you're going to end up hurting yourself, and you're going to end up helping the Cowboys. And as a diehard Eagles fan, you don't want to help the Cowboys anymore. That's just what I think about Tony Romo.
Now, sad news in the NFL world. This just coming in. Former USC and Jets running back Joe McKnight had passed away.
Wow.
Sources could say that he was killed. I think it was this evening in a road rage incident in Louisiana. Don't know much detail about it. I wish his family my condolences. Best of luck, and may he just rest in peace, man. It's a sad time.
And that concludes Josh and Dante's podcast. I hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned for next week, where we talk about basketball, football, maybe throw in some boxing in there. Who knows? But stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy.
Big shout out to Dion.
Yeah, big shout out to Dion.
Really enjoyed him as having a special guest. We hope you enjoy him. To all the listeners. And just tune in for next week. Have a good day. Or a good night, whichever one you prefer.
Have a nice night or a good day. This is Josh and Dante signing off.